Hey Eagles, I'm happy you're here. Before you watch this video, there are some other videos I would like you to watch that will make this project make more sense to you. So before this video, please go to our channel and look for the video that's called Art Lonnie Holley. Please watch that video about the artist Lonnie Holley. And then in the video comment section of that video, there are 3 links to videos I would like you to watch. 2 are project instructions from Lonnie Holley himself. So he's teaching you how to do this project that I'm about to do. And also there's a link to a song by Lonnie Holley because he's also a musician. And I would like you to listen to that song because there is some lyrics in it about art and what art means to Lonnie Holley. So if you watch those 3 videos, I feel like this video will have a lot more meaning to you. I'm also going to be talking about what I learned from those videos, so that'll help make what I'm saying make a little more sense. So, let's pretend you've watched those videos. You're back, okay, great. Let's start our project. So in those videos, you saw that Lonnie Holley did 2 projects. He made a subtractive sculpture, meaning a sculpture you carve into using sandstone. And he made an additive sculpture, meaning a sculpture that you build or build up, that we also call found object assemblage. And why we call it that is because it's made out of things that you find and you assemble them together. Our objects you find, you assemble them together. Found, object, assemblage. So here's my kit of stuff that I've been collecting. Stuff that would normally be recycled or discarded within the place that I live. Also things that I found that were discarded. And then also just natural things. Before you collect things that are outside of where you live, make sure that you have adult permission because sometimes it's not necessarily safe to bring certain things into the house. So I just want to make sure that everybody's on board with what's being brought into the house. And then natural things like twigs or branches or leaves. Try and find things that have already fallen or have been separated from a plant so you're not just ripping up things that are living. Because organic material or natural material like this, they are living things. And so we don't want to damage them. So ideally, I would like to have more natural things. And I think I will try this project again after I've had time to collect more natural things. If you've noticed in the video, Lonnie said that he was kind of more interested in things like this than maybe things like this, because things like this relate a little more to the human because they're living and kind of a little more interesting to him, which is a really cool perspective. He also used some things like wire and stuff that were human-made. So I'm going to use both things too. I also thought it was interesting in the video how Lonnie said the sandstone sculpture of the face kind of represented what we looked like on the outside, and then his assemblage found object sculpture, the thing that he kind of put together, pieced together, was more representative of our inside, or like symbols that represent how we feel on the inside. So I'm going to try and think about that while I make my sculpture and kind of maybe what it might mean as it comes together. All right, so I'm just going to make, let's see. Well, I'll point some other things out I have, I guess. Maybe you don't have tape or glue. Think of things you can collect that you can use to tie things together. I have some old like scrap yarn here. These are some shoelaces from shoes that were no longer wearable that I had to throw out. So I got these laces, a loofah that I made sure to wash thoroughly, but a used loofah. What else? Oh, to tie. There's some more things to tie. Twist ties that you can find at the grocery store. You can even use like the handles from grocery bags to be ties. Oh, and again, another thing I'm thinking. Thinking on the move, sorry, but his idea of the black bag and like finding bags, like peppers, like produce bags you can use to make ties out of, to get things, put things together. Hold on one sec. And kind of have an idea in my head to make a mobile, so something that hangs from the ceiling with like dangly things from it. And starting with this big hubcap, plastic wheel cover. I really like cars. I don't know how many of you know that, but I love cars. And like when I was 10 or 11, like around that age, so like 5th grade age, I really started drawing cars a lot. And that's kind of what helped me get practice in drawing. So my eyes are kind of out for these. So whenever I see a loose or lost hubcap, my car brain is like, sees them. And I also like tend to personify them, which means give it person-like quality. So I think about it as like a living thing, even though it's not. And this is kind of a lot, but thinking of like a car being really busy and then just on the go and moving, and then loses something or loses someone and leaves them behind. And it's kind of like almost a sad thought. I kind of feel sad when I see a hubcap, like it lost its family almost. The car being its family, or the other hubcaps being its family that it lost. So yeah, kind of makes me think that. So just trying to think about meaning behind stuff. All right, so I know I want this to hang. I want it to be a mobile, I think. So I'm gonna get some of these shoelaces. Just gonna tie them around some of the spokes of the hubcap. Hopefully you can see here. Yeah. Boop. All right, one more. Another term that Lonnie Holley has sometimes been called by himself and by other people is an outsider artist, because even though he's shown his work in galleries and museums and art people really like his work, that's not really why or where he started making. He just started making because, well, after the tombstones for his sister's kids, just because it was something he felt really that he needed to do, that really interested him, and it was just something very special to him. And so outsider kind of means art just for the sake of making, not for the sake of putting in a museum or a gallery. So I could hang this from a hook or something. And so I had the start of my mobile, and now my plan is to maybe hang things down from it. All right. So I kind of had this idea to make rings, big rings, out of some of my plastic containers. That was kind of what shaped in my head. And I also kind of wanted to separate these different egg cartons to be their own little sort of vessels that I could put plants in or something, maybe. Ooh, I'm gonna try that out first. Oh! I noticed with this egg carton, there's already like little holes in these arch things. Oh my gosh. I have an idea. Ooh! Can use it like a planter. Cool. I'm digging it. All right. So in the center. Nice. All right, I'm gonna put myself on fast forward just a little bit and get some progress done on this, and then I'll be back and talk to you in a little bit. Tell me, you get it? You get it? You get it? Aw, he was playing with it. Juggy, who dat? All right, so here's my Lonnie Holley inspired mobile, meaning it hangs from the ceiling. I'll take you a tour from the top. I used a part of the top of a pineapple to kind of christen the top, or be like a little hat. Then coming down, kind of cut up the loofah to make strings out of. I love because it kind of looks like netting, or almost like, kind of like stomach too. I like it though, because you can see through it. Here's my pot I made. It kind of went reverse, but I like it. So natural materials, man-made materials combined. This part I really like by kind of highlighting the unique aspects of a milk carton, and then using the hollow handle to pass part of the loofah through. I braided down here. I really like the spiral that this made when I kind of cut the milk carton at an angle. It's a spiral. I think I might try and find pieces of metal maybe that I could hang down near one another that might clank together like a wind chime to kind of add an element of sound to this piece. It was really fun to make, and it's really fun to look at, interesting to see, because there's just so much going on. And there's different ways to look at it too, which kind of change how you perceive it, or maybe what it looks like. Also smells good because of this pine. So your piece doesn't have to be a mobile. It can be something that sits on the ground. It can be something that maybe you hang on the wall. Really just, what can you build? What can you make out of taking a bunch of random things and piecing them together to create something that didn't exist before?